And then once we get that done, we want to hold it together and mark where, so they glue back to back, A1 and A2. And we want to mark where those spots are. So we don't want to put glue on there. The tricky part, Jennifer, we want everything lined up as perfectly as you can. When I look at this, this is off just a little bit right here. We really don't want to see that edge. We want this hole to be as perfectly lined up as we can. And we want this piece right here. So when you line it up, before you glue it, you want to make sure that all of these edges are just as perfect as you can. And you'll understand why in a minute. But before, and we don't expect that to be done. I know that took us like 30 minutes last time we were together. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Do we have anybody else out there in the waiting room, Kelly?
I do not see anybody, David.
No.
Larry, I thought you had gone, Larry. You're still there. That's cool.
Also,
All right. So we have 9 people on this call. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Is that true? 9 people? Bailey's camera's off.
Yes.
So I see River. Wave River. I see Silas. Wave Silas. I see Lily, our new person, Lily. Hi, Lily. I see, oh, who is that? Maria and Marina. Did they come back? Oh, I mean, hi. How y'all doing? Y'all doing good? All right. And Joey, second best hair. Once Rivers came on board, he's got the best hair. Yep. Yeah, River, I gave you props.
thanks. I glued my
Nope.
hands.
We were thinking that there was going to be more people than this coming tonight, which means we're probably going to get started. And about the time we get up to our elbows in this thing, people are going to be chiming in and trying to catch up. But hey, that's the way it is in these days. Oh, Ginger, I'm sorry. Hi, Ginger.
Hi.
Hi, Ginger.
I didn't
Hi,
mean to
guys.
diss Ginger. And Bailey, hello, Bailey. We didn't say your name, but we've been talking. She's been on for a minute. So we, again, Lily. Oh, we had some, what we do is when we start our meeting is we talk, we say our name, we say where we're from, where we're at right now, because we got some people that move around a little bit. And we then say something, and we've done things like favorite ice cream, favorite pizza, favorite woman from History for Women's History Month, things like that. Okay. And you'll be at the end. So we're not going to call on you first, Lily. No pressure. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and kick that off. What time is it? Oh, so it's 7 minutes after, and we got a lot of work to do. So we're going to go ahead and get started. My name is David Clunch. Y'all can just call me David. I'm good with that. Although I think River calls me Mr. Dave, and that would be fine too. Doesn't matter. Just don't call me late for dinner. Oh, that's funny.
I like it.
I have to wait for the laughs. I teach high school. Thank you. I teach high school, and my students know me because one of my students, as we were starting pre-calculus class, said, Mr. Clunch, I do not believe for a minute that shrimp fried that rice. Okay, that's funny. Yeah. So they know. They bring me all of that nonsense. So for everybody that's already been here, I'm going to ask, there's Carter in the house. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Carter.
He's logging in. So what we're going to do tonight, I'm going to say my name, where I'm from, and we're going to ask everybody that's already been here, what is your favorite moment in steampunk's history? We've been doing this for almost a year now, well, a school year. And so I'm going to ask y'all to think about what your favorite moment in steampunk history has been. So I'll start. My name is David Clunch. You can call me Mr. Dave or David, doesn't matter. I live in Houston, Texas. And I have to say that my favorite moment in steampunk's history is right here when we get started and I get to see all y'all's faces and I get to hear your voices. Those are my favorite moments. And having said that, I see River. I knew your hand was going up first, River. I knew it was. Go ahead, River. Maria, you'll be next, okay?
Hi, I'm Rebecca. I'm 13 years old. And my favorite part in steampunk history is when we use glue so I can stick it in my hand and peel it off little by little.
I'm so glad that tradition didn't die 5 generations ago when I was your age doing that stuff. Thank you, River. Maria?
Hi, my name is Maria Kirianis. I am 9, and my favorite thing in steampunk history is when we made those ROVs.
Y'all made some really good RVs. What about Marina?
Say your name. Hurry up.
Hello.
I don't have anything.
Say your name.
Just say,
Say your name.
hi, my name is Marina.
Hi, Marina.
Hi.
Thank you.
What's your favorite?
So that was River and Silas. I know you haven't been here very long, but tell us your name, where you're from, and your favorite moment so far in steampunk history.
Okay, my name is Silas Holmes, and I live in Florida. And my favorite thing that we have done was probably talking about the Goliath grouper. I like that a lot.
The Goliath grouper.
Nice.
Cool. Carter.
Hi, my name is Carter. I'm from New Jersey, and my favorite part of steampunk in history is building the ROVs.
Building ROVs. I thought maybe yours would be when you won the competition with your aluminum boat, your aluminum foil boat. You had all those pennies. But ROVs have been a big hit too. So I'm going to make sure that Lily is last. So Joey.
Sorry. Hello. My
Hi.
name is Joey. I'm in the Keys, right? I'm in the Florida Keys right now. And I think I share a sentiment with Maria and Carter that the ROVs were definitely my favorite moment so far of this year.
The ROVs were cool. Bailey.
Hi guys, I'm Bailey. I am from Wimber, Pennsylvania. And my favorite part so far, I think, has to be when we had the presenters for Blackwater diving.
That was a good time.
Right.
I really, really enjoyed that one.
That was cool when we got to see all of those creatures that nobody knew existed until Mike went down there and took some pictures. That was kind of cool. Hang on, River. We all got to take our turn. Oh, you've got the glue on your hand. I see. Ginger.
Hello, I'm Ginger. I'm in Key West, Florida right now here with Kelly. And my favorite moment, I really liked the night that we did the boats, like the little aluminum boats.
Aluminum
That was just
foil.
like genuinely a fun night, I think. And then I really liked the guy that we had speaking last time. His lecture was super cool.
Oh, Calvin?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that one was really cool.
Kelly. Oh, thank you, Ginger.
You're welcome.
I'm Kelly. I'm here in the Florida Keys with Ginger. And my favorite, I have so many, the Blackwater, the Calvin, but I have to say, to be quite honest, my favorite thing was when we made the fish cookies.
Oh, perfect.
Because I got to eat them.
So it was fun to listen. Thank you, Kelly. I don't know if Larry's still out there or not. He's at least turned off his camera.
Yeah, he's gone.
He's gone. So my favorite moment is when Larry leaves and we will no longer have adults in the room and it's just us kids. No, that's not quite true. I appreciated hearing, because every time y'all said something, oh yeah, that was a blast too. And I was trying to remember, was it coral that we had the, who did our coral for us, Kelly?
We had I Care from Isla Morada did coral, and then we had Karen Neely when she
Karen
did,
Neely, I could not think of her name.
Steampunk
I had
Island.
fun. I had fun when Karen did that. So
I'm gonna ask her
Lily,
she'll come back.
go- say it again.
I'm gonna ask her to come back since we have so many new
Please.
faces.
Please, 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 please. So Lily, I'm going to ask you your name, where you're from, and you don't have to tell us your favorite moment in steampunk history because you've not had a favorite moment in steampunk history yet. I'm going to ask you, what is your favorite ice cream?
Okay. My name is Lillian Russ. I am 10 years old, and my favorite ice cream flavor is cookie dough.
Nice.
Lily, I don't need a city, but where you chiming in from? What state?
Oh, Michigan, Kalamazoo.
Kalamazoo, Michigan. How did you hear about us, if you don't mind me asking?
My mom found out somehow.
Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So we've got a couple of new folks. Silas hadn't done any work on his, and there's Miss Jennifer back. Hi. Jennifer, what's your favorite ice cream, Jennifer? You got to chime in too. Rocky Road?
Rocky Road, yep.
I'm with you. So Silas and the Rosses, just to kind of bring you up to date, and I'm going to share my screen now. So Miss Kelly, can you look after all of the faces and questions? And if we get anybody chiming in, I'm not going to be able to look after that too well. And here I'm taking the plunge. I'm sharing my screen. Bop, bop, bop. You guys see my left hand
Yeah,
and my right hand?
yes.
Oh, do y'all know what's that, Jennifer? Or Ginger?
Yeah. That's me.
If we're underwater, I got one hand on top of the other. You can't hardly see it. Turtle.
Turtle, yeah.
Not a turtle with your hand. I'm sorry. I get distracted so easily. Please forgive me. So where we are, folks, is we've taken this piece. I'm going to zoom out just a little bit, not out in. I mean, we've taken this great big piece that's marked A2 and this great big piece that's marked A1. Where's my A1? A1. We've cut those two big pieces out. Actually, we just kind of punched them out. And once we punched them out, we got rid of all of these pieces. And I saved them just in case I had a moment like this, because I can show you those pieces right there that punch out of that piece. And there was a couple of black ones too. Are you all, is that making sense, Silas and the Rosses? So once we get those punched out, then you're going to want to line these up this way. And before you glue, you want to make sure you've marked that area because you don't want to put glue in that area. You want to mark all of those areas. You want to mark this because there's a little ridge there that you don't want glued. And on the other side, you're going to want to mark these areas so that you don't glue them, and these areas so that you don't glue them. And this area right here too. I'm sorry, that was another area. So you want to make sure that when you line them up, you don't put glue in those areas. And then you glue it together. And again, before you let the glue set, make sure you look real hard and real close and real careful. And make sure that I'm zooming in a little bit now. Make sure that these edges line up good, really, really well.
Yeah.
Really straight, right
Do you
here
have a
on
question?
the inside of this too.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I had just finished doing that.
Okay, cool.
Oh, cool.
Like I was gonna do. I didn't actually mean to raise my hand, but it happened, and then I didn't go
It's all
down. And
good.
I'm like, why isn't that?
No worries. And you guys, you guys don't have to get that done right now because some of the rest of the work we can do. So there's a piece there called B4. I don't remember where the other pieces came. I think one of them punched out of here. That piece that has the black line right through the middle of it, I think, did it punch out from right here?
Yeah, originally.
And then there's another piece that looks like a spade from the back that punches out of this side.
Dreidel.
And
Dreidel piece.
so the Rosses and Silas, there's certain points that it's really, really important to be as careful as you can, because when you notice, see if you can see this. This is going to slide in right there, and you want it to fit just right. And then on this side, you want it to fit right in that slot. So you have to be real careful when you line this up to line it up on this edge right here. And these points, you want them to line up just as close to perfect as you can, so that when you put it back into that slot, it lines up just perfect. We want it to slide in and slide out. I'll show you what we're doing. I've got another one here that I've already put together mostly. And when we get finished here, when we take our next couple of steps, we're going to have this piece, that's the front. And you've got, this is called the sun filter. And that's what, once we get that put together, it's going to slide in like that. And you want to be able to slide it in if you need the filter, and then flip it around backwards, put the filter in the back when you don't need the filter. So it needs to slide in perfect, just like that. We haven't done any work, River and Maria and Marina and Joey. We haven't done any of this work yet tonight. We're just reviewing with everybody else. Did you have a question? Somebody had a question, I think. Joey?
No.
Okay.
Oh, it was me, and I honestly thought I didn't have the little piece of black tape.
Okay. The piece of black tape, it's not actually tape, it's the sun filter. It's going to fit right in that slit, but that's work that you and a parent or adult hands need to do, okay? So let's get back to, now we've kind of caught everybody up. We have about 30 minutes we can work now. The next thing,
In here. Get it. You see a little slit?
next thing we're going to do, we're going to take this spade piece that has this glued on one side of it. Take this piece, and we want it to line up just, again, just as perfect as the other side. You want that point to line up. You want it to line up exactly on these sides. I think the easiest thing to do is to put glue. So I need to check in with everybody because I know y'all are working. Is everybody, I see a concerned face on Miss Jenner's face too. Are you, have you, and I don't expect you guys to necessarily get caught up, but I want to move through with the rest of the folks.
Yeah, can you just show us that little piece again that you just showed us? The little
Okay.
point piece with the two sides?
So here's what it's going to look like when we're finished. We've got the black piece that's glued on one side. This one's already done on one side, and that little spade. And then on the other side, it's the piece that punched out of this.
Okay.
And we're going to glue the black piece on one side of the spade and the piece that has the words on it, that's German, I don't know what all it says, on the other side. And those are the pieces you especially want them to line up just perfect on that back side.
Do you need to be careful about the glue where the slit is on the one black piece?
That slit, so what's going to happen with that slit is, and this is the part that I wish my young people would just cover up their ears, because this is not something they're going to do alone. But once you get that piece, you don't worry too much about the glue there, because you're going to take an X-Acto knife and you're just going to open that slit up just a little bit and slide that film in. You want to glue it in. Okay, so you don't have to worry about not gluing the back side of that.
Okay.
No worries.
Go ahead and do it.
So everybody else, I see a river hand.
So we got it in without an X-Acto knife, and it's better than glued in. I
Okay.
wish I could pull it out.
All right, I'm good. I'm good with that. You can probably do it if you're real patient. I might not be that patient because I had to use an X-Acto. I see a me too from Kelly. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and take this piece. I'm putting the glue on the back of this piece with the German words on it. And I'm going to get that ready to glue. I've got my Elmer's washable glue stick, and I think it's purple. Yes, look, it's purple. I get way too excited, Joey. And be careful to not put too much glue on there, but you want to be sure you have enough. You don't want it over the edges either. You want it as close to the edges you can get, but not go over the edges. It's purple so I can see where I have already glued. So I've got my glue on here. I think that's pretty good. And here again, this is where it's important to make sure that they line up. So you can kind of put it on there before you let the glue set. Make sure it lines up just perfect on that point right there. And you want to double check and make sure this part back here lines up just perfect. See, I slipped a little bit. You see, I'll see where I had that little slip. Once you get it lined up and you think it's lined up, make sure that it slides into that piece right there before your glue sets. And if you can slide it in just like that, you're in good shape. And then you pull it out and make sure you press on it and let the glue set, but don't let it slide. Don't let it slide. A neighbor has decided that everyone in the apartment complex needs to hear his car radio. So if y'all hear that in the background, he's got it turned up really, really loud. So if we got that glued and ready, next thing we want to do is take this big A1, A2 piece, flip it over to where you've got the part, it almost looks like home plate. Where's Bailey? You see home plate there, Bailey? She's gone. It's okay. Y'all see where that piece is going to go? We got this one that looks like home plate. It's going to glue right there. Don't glue it yet, because again, this is one of those that it's really important to get it exactly where it's supposed to go. I'm holding it up and showing you all the edge. Wait, I need to go get my pencil to point with. Don't go anywhere. Nobody go anywhere. Mr. Clunch loves his pencil. Do y'all see that? That might be the coolest pencil on the planet. I know that. So I'm going to use that as a pointer. See this area right here? I want to make sure that lines up just perfect on both sides and that the edge lines up. It's important that those lines up just perfect. So make sure you've got kind of a dry fit, and there you see where everything needs to line up. And once you see where everything needs to line up, I'm looking at it and make sure I see the way it's going to look when it's glued. And then take your glue. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go on this piece because, and I don't know how I did it on the other one. Before you all do that, y'all see there's a part here. There's a part there that doesn't need to be glued. Y'all see it? So when it marries up, you don't want glue in that part. So here's the way I'm going to fix that. And I don't know why I didn't know how to mark that. The way I'm going to fix that is I'm only going to glue this piece. I'm going to put the glue on this piece where the glue goes. There's a little bit of a shine there.
Hey, mine didn't like just didn't come with it. I just thought I lost it, but when I looked through this, there's not, it's not there.
This home plate piece.
Does it look like? Yeah, I don't think I have it.
Mine didn't come with one either.
So if y'all look at this, back to the big pieces, the one that has the circle piece on it, this is where you punched everything out from. Y'all see this piece right here?
Yeah.
It came out of here. Go ahead, Maria.
Can we do it now?
Yes, when you're ready, you can go ahead and glue it. Again, I'm going to suggest that you put your glue right here on this white part here. That way you won't get it on the back side.
Mine was on the floor. I found it.
What? You did a gravity experiment and put it on the floor?
I like that.
My students drop stuff all the time. So, oh, gravity experiment. Still works. They think I'm crazy. They may be right. So I'm putting the glue on the white part of that piece, like I said. And I'm going to caution y'all one more time. I know I say it a lot, but it's important. Once you get that lined up, before your glue sets, make sure that it's as perfect as you can get it. So I'm going to take this piece now and put it on here. And then, before everything sets, I'm going to double check, make sure it's lined up right through here. And right through here as perfect as possible.
Like this?
Yep.
Yep, although, yeah, that black piece needs to be punched out of that.
Oh, okay. Got it.
I'm just doing a little test fit on this piece. That looks good. Oh, so they both look pretty good. So I'm in pretty good shape. I'm going to go ahead and make sure that I don't move it and put some pressure on there. Hold it just in place. Oh no, it looks like Carter's had a nosebleed.
Oh,
You okay, man? We need to dial 911. You're going to be okay.
I think I'm getting too much glue on the pizza box.
So I'm confused. Which one of these pieces do I glue this? Do I glue the one with the words on it or the one with the slit?
Okay, so I'm not sure exactly what your question is, but so there's a piece that's a spade looking piece.
Yes, I have that piece. This one
Okay.
right here.
On one side, you're going to glue, I'm showing it to you here. You got that one long piece that has the slit in it.
Mm-hmm.
That glues on one side.
Okay, it doesn't matter which side.
Does not matter which side.
Okay, and then the other one, the other thing.
And then the other one goes on the other side.
Got it.
And what I learned the first time I did it was this is important because if you've noticed, I did a dry fit before I let everything see how I want this piece going to slide right in there. But we also want it to come out and flip around the other way and slide in just exactly that same way. And if it doesn't quite do that, then there's a fix, but you need to have adult hands to help you make that fix. Yes, River. You have muted yourself and you're trying to talk to us and it doesn't work.
Sorry. What do you do if you don't have it? Is it like, how should I do this?
I don't know, because I don't know. I know that it came with your set. You see
It
this
did,
piece?
yes.
And do you,
Yeah, we
is there,
checked.
might it be somewhere else in some of your stuff?
I had everything in one little bag, and I guess it just didn't make it in there, or
Okay.
something happened. So, like, is it gonna affect it in any way, or is it like?
Well, what this piece does is it holds, and I'll show you one more time, this guy right here. This holds your sun filter. So
Yes.
sometimes when you're shooting a sextant, you want to use the sun as your reference point. And you know, from when you've gone out and looked at or eclipses or anything like that, you cannot look directly at the sun, right?
Yeah.
So that's what this sun filter does. Yours, you can't use for the sun. You'll have to go down out at dusk when the stars are starting to appear, and that's when you'll have to use yours. But I think we can do the work we need to do, and maybe there's a way to fix it. I don't know right now, okay?
And I put it in like this, correct?
Yes. So which
Okay.
piece do you not have?
I don't have that the piece that goes around that piece
This
right there.
piece right here?
Yeah, I don't have that piece.
Okay. So all that piece does is it holds it in place. And I think that yours, you might be able to, so what the idea is, sometimes you need the sun filter and sometimes you don't. So this is the one that I've gotten a little bit further along. When you're using your sextant and you need the sun filter, you pop it in here and you use your sextant like that. When you don't need the sun filter, you flip it around this way. You can still use your sextant, you just don't need that. So that's all that's about.
Oh, so it's not as big as a deal as like losing one of the really, really, really big pieces?
No, it's not that big of a deal.
Okay. So should I just not do anything and hope it works, or?
Let's just keep on going. I think that yours will fit in there. It might not fit real well, but you just don't want to use yours during the daytime.
It fits perfectly.
Cool. Yeah, I think that'll work. Woo! Has everybody
I know.
caught up? Jennifer, you're looking a little bit concerned again.
Is this right?
I'm just messing with my screen. I was thinking, could River make a piece for his sextant out of like a cereal box or something?
So if he had like a piece of poster board or like a cardboard box, like your cereal, did you say cereal box?
Yeah, I was thinking like it looks like it's about cereal box.
Yes.
thickness. Maybe you can come up with something that'll help hold it in place.
So Carter or River, for a template, do you still have the piece that you punched all of these out of?
I do. Yeah, it's over here somewhere.
Because
Here it
watch
is.
what I'm doing. Watch what I'm doing, little man. You watching?
Yes.
Take you a piece of like cereal box. Get your amazing 0.5 graphite gear Pentel 1000 mechanical pencil and
Yes.
trace that.
Okay.
And that'll give you the exact template for what you need. And then you can
Okay,
cut right
nice.
along those lines. You see what happened there?
Okay. Yeah.
Let me zoom in, man, because I can. I've got this fancy dancy. Well, see, you can trace it out just like that, and you probably can cut out a piece. That's a good suggestion, Jennifer. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much, Ms. Jenner. Or Jennifer, sorry.
Zoom back out. Punch that button. So, you guys have heard me say that several of these steps are really, really important. Have you heard me say that?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Maria.
This
You want it to look just like this. You got the slot on one side, you've got the words on the other. And now, just to test, as I have said, if you take this piece right here and hold it up and slide that in, it should slide in just right there. See where we're sliding it?
Not that big of a deal.
Should slide in just right there.
Is this it?
Yes. Can you slide that piece out and flip it over and slide it back in? Because that's what needs to happen. Cool.
You don't want to know what I do? I just do this. I just shove it in.
Okay. Long as it goes and it's secure. Now, you see your C1, C2 discs. Yep. We're gonna watch what happens here now. I'm going to zoom out just a little bit so that we can see a little bit of the big picture. We're going to glue these two together. Are y'all with me? Carter, you with me? Check it out. I need everybody's eyes on the screen, please. I'm going to glue these two pieces together. And once we get them glued together, we want to put them in here. Now that's where they punched out of. So it might be a little bit of a tight fit. But once they go in there, and now I have not glued anything yet. I'm just seeing if I can rotate these things just a little. We want to be able to turn it just like that. It's probably going to be a little bit too tight. So once we get this glued, you might, and we're not going to do it on camera, you might need some help with an adult to just real gently sand these pieces. If you sand that, you'll make it just a little bit smaller. And then you might need to come in here and sand the inside of this just a little bit with sandpaper.
I just put them in there and spun it around.
Yeah.
Can't we use a nail file?
Oh,
Can't we use a nail file?
A nail file, if it's, because a nail file is probably going to be flat. You can use a nail file on this without any problem.
I can't really do it.
Okay, we're not, that might take some adult hands. So let's, for right now, let's go ahead and take these two discs and glue them together. And again, we want to see if we can't make them just perfect, 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 perfect. To where you just see one disc when you look at it.
Is this good? Oh, hold on. I missed it. There we go. Is that good?
I can't, do you see any edge from one when you look at?
No.
So the way you can tell if it's good or not, River, let me show you. Let me get mine glued and I'll show you. See if these are ready to glue. Love my purple glue stick. Is it wrong to love a glue stick?
yeah.
Glue stick, purple glue stick, doo-doo-doo.
So I've got mine glued and I've gotten them lined up. I'm double checking, making sure they're as close to perfect as they can possibly be. Knowing that it's going to take a little bit of work after that. So Carter, has your glue dried? Once you get them glued, Carter,
It's gonna go on the
Yeah.
back.
the test is to put it back through here.
You can also take this.
And see if you can spin them.
Just
That works pretty well right there now. I'm kind of impressed.
So David, on mine, that's exactly what I did. I just held it there and spun it a couple of times till it was a little looser.
Uh-huh.
And that seemed to be enough to loosen it
That's
up.
wonderful. So mine has actually worked that way too. So let's everybody get caught up. When you got your glue, when you got your disc glued together, raise your hand on your screen when you got your disc glued together.
The C1, C2 that I wrote on the back is
C1,
just
C2,
gluified. No, the back, I put the red on because we put it on there. That's what it looks like now.
That's fine.
Too tight, so you have to make it a little bit bigger. No, it's too tight. Look, it won't spin. It's still too tight.
Kelly just said, and I like that idea. Once you get them glued,
Still too tight. Okay. Told you.
put it in there and just spin it a little bit. That might give you enough
Yeah,
play.
but it's not working for it. You need a fire. It's a little rough. It's not rough enough.
If it's too rough, you can take that nail file or sandpaper and just gently rub a little bit. You do have a little tabs on there where you punched it out. You might have to soften or smooth those out just a little bit. Don't do that too much. Do just a little bit and try it, and just a little bit and try it, and just a little bit and try it. You want it to be really, really snug, but you want to be able to move it.
Yeah.
And River, have you got your disc glued together?
I have them, they keep like opening
Well,
like a little bit.
make sure you
Like
get
I try
on
to,
the edges.
Do you have it?
Make sure you get glue on the edges, and you might want to put a book on top of it and let it dry.
yes, book. I'll use Beardy Food.
Awesome. So once you've got that disc glued and you've stuck it back into the big piece and wiggle it a little bit, make sure that it has some play. Then we're ready to do a couple of more things. And we might just walk you through these things because our time, we've got about 10 minutes left. So while you're letting that dry, while you guys are letting that dry, come back to this guy and you see the piece C4, which is just the circle. Punch out your C4. And the most important piece of the entire sextant, the control arm. We want to punch this guy out too. So you get those two pieces punched out.
Grab my arm.
I'm need to y'all. It seems like there's some laughter going on, that there's some fun happening here. This is not fun. This is work.
Tell Bogey that.
Oh, Bogey don't know.
Bogey wants to be involved.
He's
Take your
helping.
control arm. See how I punched that out? That piece right there can go away. Don't need that. And on the other end, you see that T piece? I'm going to punch that T piece out as well.
Should I punch out this back piece too?
You've punched out this big round piece. You've punched
No,
out
this
piece. Yes, that look. You see that piece right there?
yeah.
It comes out.
I know it did. I was just making sure it didn't come out like you need to push it into something as it came out. Something like
Yeah.
that.
So do you see the part of your big piece with the degree measures across the bottom? We're going to pull
Yes.
that the front. Just so you know, this control arm goes on the front. It's going to read those angles when we use our sextant. It's going to read those angles. So that's going to be on the front. If you flip that over on the back, that's where this circular piece goes. We're not gluing anything yet, folks. Make sure you're not gluing anything yet, because what's going to happen is we're going to take this piece that we just glued, we're going to glue it to the back of this guy.
Once you glue it to here.
See what's going to happen? We're not gluing yet. We're just looking. We're trying to get it all lined up. So I'm just lining stuff up. Y'all see how I've got the back side of that. This is the side without the numbers. And I've got this piece all lined up there. And I'm going to flip it over. And that's going to show me this guy goes in right here. And the only piece that's going to get glued is, let me do that actually. Let's do that so that we know. Grab a pencil or your marker. Line this up as perfectly as you can right there on that edge. Line that up as perfectly as you can. And just go ahead and put a circle here.
Can you repeat that?
So
please?
yes, ma'am. Thank you for asking. So I've got the side that has the numbers on it. That's the front side. I've got this disc, which is going to go on the back side. It's actually going to go back here. But I want to lay the disc down, lay this piece on top, get it lined up. You want these edges to line up just as perfectly as you can. And then draw a circle right there.
Okay.
That's going to show us about where to put glue. Because we're going to take this guy and glue it on here. And then it pops into here. You don't want it to, you don't want glue on this edge at all. You only want glue where this piece goes.
Stop. Leave me alone. Stop.
Rena, what are you doing to
I'm
her?
helping her.
She doesn't want your help. Move away.
It's not for mine, Liz.
Couldn't you just put it in and then glue the piece onto it like this? So you put it in and then you
Nope.
glue this. Okay.
Before you do any gluing, River, look at what's supposed to happen. Let me show you on this other piece. So I've got that disc glued here. And then I've got this piece glued behind it. And you want this arm to be able to move like this. So we're going to glue the arm. Let me show you what the arm's going to look like once we get it glued. Once we get it all glued, the arm's going to look like this. But it's going to be through this hole.
Can I have help, Maria?
So I didn't understand your question is what I'm saying, River. I'm just trying to tell you what our final product needs to look like.
So here's my thing. Or it's not my, here's my thing. I just don't like, Mama, can you come in here? I called him.
Mr. David,
Yes.
can I ask you a question? So on mine,
Wait, can I have help?
I only put the glue on the back side here,
Can't right now.
Back of
Right.
this.
and then this is open. And then I've got my parts glued.
Good night.
Oh, you've already done those. Okay,
They're not glued to the sextant, they're glued to the arm. Is it different?
well, if I read the instructions correctly, this is this is our next stopping point. We
Okay.
haven't put these in yet.
Oh, got it.
We've only gotten to this point.
Okay.
I
And
don't
they
know.
already said to glue the symbol.
So did that answer your question, River?
Why? I don't know what to do. Not. He didn't say to do anything. Can we glue
No.
now?
Be sure that you're only gluing the inside of this circle.
You took the glue again.
Make sure the glue only goes inside of that circle.
So he's doing this.
But then it just stays, I guess, and then you're just putting that on it. That doesn't make any sense. Why would it not be glued to the arm?
And you can also,
It's not gonna sit.
I see River's mama looking concerned too.
So there's nothing glued.
I just walked in, he called me in, so I'm a little confused on where we're at.
Well, I've started gluing and I'll kind of show you where we're at. We've taken this disc
Okay,
right here,
is this when you're drawing on?
Yeah.
Okay,
and we've taken the C1, C2 pieces and we're gluing that on there.
So.
And
okay, so
here's the
you're
over,
gluing these two?
the C1, C2, yes.
This doesn't fall.
Okay.
But, and here's the important part. We want to make sure that we don't glue this outside annular ring because it needs to be able to slide.
So he's.
So we're gonna
Okay.
glue it, then we pop it through here
This to this.
Mhm.
and we glue the other piece on the other side.
He's gonna have it.
Okay, all right, I think I got it. Thank-
Awesome. So my glue has decided it's not going to want to stick real well.
But
And I see that our time is getting close.
buddy.
Nothing now, I don't think.
How you doing, Silas?
I think nothing was punched out, so. I don't think you got-
So, I need a file from my parents, but they just, they're not home yet, so.
Okay. So here's what I'm going to ask you guys to do. Priya, Marina, you're with me? River?
Oh, there it is. I think it's gonna work, but thank you.
So just to review a little bit, this side that has the numbers is the back side. This disc that we are, excuse me, is the front side. This disc that we just finished pops into here from the back. And hopefully you've got enough play that you can rotate that disc inside of there. If you don't, please, please, please get with an adult and file the inside of that or sand the inside of that a little bit. Does everybody see what's happening? I know y'all are working on your stuff, but can everybody stop and look up here real quick for me? So once we get, so what I've got now is I've got that this disc with the color on it. I've got C1, C2 glued in the center of that. And I'm going to pop it through, again, the numbers of the front side, the degree measure. So I'm popping it through the back. And before we do our final glue piece, I want to make sure that once we get it here, that I can rotate. I want to be able to rotate everything right there. You want it to be firm, kind of stiff, but not too much slack, but you want it to be able to rotate. Did everybody get to see that? Now it's 7 o'clock and we are not going to get to finish. Hate to throw this on the parents. But I wonder if you guys could work with either older brother, sister, aunt, uncle, parents, or somebody and see if you all can, because these instructions are a little bit difficult. If you can't do it, we'll finish it up next week. The next thing that needs to happen is we take this control arm. We're going to line it up here. So it's all going to go in stacked up here. We want to, again, once you get it lined up, make sure we don't glue this part or this part or this part. Make sure we put marks there so that when we glue that, oops, that didn't work very well at all, did it? I need my felt tip pen.
So mine has a little crease here, but I used some glue to fix it.
I think it'll be okay.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
It'll be okay.
I was very scared though.
So we want to, again, get them lined up as best you can. And then get your marker and mark where we're not going to glue. Inside that T is where we're not gluing.
May I ask a question? What does the sextant do?
Oh, that's a really, really good question. And hopefully we will have this thing finished next week, at least far enough that we can use it. A sextant is the way they used to navigate on the ship before they had these things. You know, these things, this is that old GPS thing, right? Before they had these, they would use this sextant, and we'll show you all next week. You take this sextant and you sight it in on a planet. Let me turn my, I'm going to stop sharing the screen so that y'all can see my face. I don't know why y'all want to see my face, but I'm going to stop sharing the screen anyway. Can y'all see me now with my little halo? I love my little aura.
Yep.
So you're going to have inside these two slots and up here, you're going to have some mirrors. And you'll be able to take this sextant and you'll be able to sight on a planet or the sun. And because of the way this thing works is you'll line that image up with the horizon that you'll see in one of the mirrors. And then you take a document that looks much like this. See all of those numbers? And you'll be able to tell how far you are from where it's a little bit hard to explain real quick, but where that star is directly above Earth, you'll be able to tell how far you are away from that, where that star is. And if you get that point, and then you do another star, you'll be able to exactly find out where you are on Earth. It takes about 3 of these measurements and you can nail it as well as this thing ever does. And as Miss Kelly was telling us before, that if they're out and their GPS goes down, if they can't get a cell signal, that's exactly how they navigate today. If something happens on the boat.
I'll add another fun fact for y'all. In the old days, when they were sailing the tall ships, a lot of times there were not allowed women on the ships, but if they did have a woman, it was the wife of the captain of the ship. the woman is usually who did the navigating with the sextant and plotting the math points and stuff. So women were some of the first navigators on the old ships.
Maria has a question.
Can you use the sextant to locate the North Pole?
You could, but you'd have to do a little bit more math than we're going to be doing. It's really more about where you are with respect to where these, if you drew a point from the center of the earth to the star, where that would cross the surface of the earth, you'll be able to find out where that point is. And if you find two of those, you'll know exactly where you are. Go ahead, River.
I used to do, that was kind of a question that I knew because I do a boating class. I know how to sail. I know how to sail an opti. Like I think I have certification for it. This year I'm going to learn how to sail a sunfish, and we learned about sextants, which I'm very excited for because me and my best friend are gonna.
I built a sextant. You better say, yeah, I know what I built one of those, James.
Yeah, they also don't just hand us the boat and say go out and do it. They make us put them up, take them down. Like it's very fun.
Looks like the Rosses have developed another person in their screen. How did that happen? Is that Lily's sister?
It is. I just snap my fingers and they appear.
Wow. I thought it was a whole lot more involved than that.
Magic.
What's Lily's sister's name?
Eleanor.
Eleanor. Hello, Eleanor. I am Mr. Dave.
Hello.
Time has come to a close. What I would ask you guys to do, and it's really good to have an adult helping you on this. The next thing you want to do is take I've turned off. I stopped sharing the screen. I'm going to run real quick over what we need to get done. Do as much as y'all feel comfortable doing, but the next thing to do is glue the control arm on here. You only want to glue here and here because you want this control arm to be able to spin like that.
So you've kind of made it as an axle.
Axle, yes, absolutely.
So you glue on this little circle.
You're going to glue. You're
but
just
not,
going to put it.
But not in the space that we lined.
Not in the space that we lined, yes. And just, and I'm glad you pointed that out. We want to glue here, not in the part that lined. And then we want to take this piece and put it on there exactly on those lines, because you want it to be able to spin like this.
So are we done for the day?
We are done for the day. I appreciate you guys, Eleanor and Lily and Jennifer. It was good to meet you all. Glad you're back, Silas, Carter. You're the man. Yeah, you know it.
Quick question. Will there be a new Zoom link for next week or for other sessions, or do we stick with this one?
That's a Kelly question. I don't know all them
I believe
things.
it's the same one every week, but yeah, so you can stick with this one, but I never do. I just re-register every week because it's so easy and fast.
Okay.
You can I've used the same. I'm using the buoyancy one today. I was gonna ask my mom to send me the new one, but I was just like, you know what? I looked through my email and I found the buoyancy one, so I was like, you know what? Let me just use that.
We had a whole bunch of people sign up tonight. Maybe they'll be here next week. I don't know, but we are very, very happy to have the new Rosses. Whoop, whoop. Our little community's growing. And we will see you all next week. Thank you all for coming.
Bye.
Bye. See ya.
Bye, guys.
Night.
Chicken nugget.
Chicken nugget. I
Chicken
do
nugget.
not for a minute believe those shrimp fried that rice. That's funny. Hi, Carter.
Bye, Carter.
All right.
The other one that I heard recently, Kelly, was the woman that said, you know,